Welcome to episode 170 of Vegas Revealed. Las Vegas is known as the ninth island because of the huge Hawaiian population here. But is the aloha spirit getting even stronger here on the mainland? We'll hang 10 and explain.
Lots of restaurant news this week. A new tailgate spot is set to open at Mandalay Bay. Bobby Flay is giving Gordon Ramsay a run for his money at Caesar's Palace. And a summer house that'll bring the vibes all year round.
Plus, a classic hotspot on the Strip is back to its all-night hours. It's all coming up this week on Vegas Revealed. Vegas Near Me is growing by the day. Have you downloaded the free app yet? It's the perfect place to find everything you need if you are visiting or if you're a local.
The app now has over 17,000 businesses in total and over 11,000 menu and reservation links. Plus, you can book on both Uber and Lyft all inside the app.
You'll always know where you are and where you're going with the Vegas Near Me app, available now in Google Play and the Apple Store.
If you have a hard time finding your way around resorts, don't worry. You can find maps of the property all within Vegas Near Me. Also, find out how much they charge for parking so you can plan ahead.
Use our Vegas Revealed link that we provide in our show notes and download it to your phone now. If it's fun to do or see, it's on Vegas Near Me.
Let's spin that wheel.
Welcome to episode 170 of Vegas Revealed. Dana Roselli and Sean McAllister here. And Sean, we begin this podcast with another subscriber.
Look at that. We need to start putting together a wall of fame for our subscribers.
We certainly do. Thank you to Omar. He is our latest $5 a month subscriber. He used a little music note emoji, so I don't know if maybe he's involved in the music world somehow. But Omar, if you want to email us and promote something of yours, maybe you're in a band, maybe you sell musical equipment, let us know. But thank you very much for subscribing to Vegas Revealed.
Or maybe you're just sending happy vibes our way with those music notes. I love it. They are well received. We appreciate all of our subscribers. Again, we have a link down in our show notes if you'd like to be a subscriber and support Vegas Revealed as well. A reminder for you also, Memorial Day weekend, always a huge weekend here in Las Vegas. I believe we're among the top 5 destinations in the U.S. for Memorial Day weekend for travelers. We have a list of free things to do here in Las Vegas for Memorial Day weekend. You can hear about that in episode 169.
And listen, I wanted to update kind of the Fontainebleau project on the Strip a few things have happened to me recently. The other day, well, not the other day, a few weeks ago, we talked about I went to the Lovers and Friends Festival and I walked there from my place and we walked by the Fontainebleau. So I actually got to see without driving by or from the back view of how the construction's coming along and the front and everything. And it's looking really good.
Like a kind of an up-close look you got to see.
Yeah, it was like a whole new world. I was like, oh, wow, they really have made a lot of progress, And it's interesting to see how they're constructing the front area where you're going to pull in and the side. And so I was happy to see things really coming along there. The other day, I was also chatting with someone who works at Resorts World and who's pretty high up. And, we were chatting about the Fontainebleau opening and he was saying, a lot of people keep saying oh, are you threatened over at Resorts World? It's going to be all competitive, this and that. But he was saying, no, we're actually excited about it because it's going to make the north end of the Strip more vibrant. Mm-hmm. We're going to share customers. I'm sure there's going to be more options for people and, more walking. And what I mean is a lot of times people, they stay in the heart of the Strip and they're like, oh, it's too far to walk to Resorts World.
Right.
But maybe they go more north and they go, okay, we're going to hit the Wynn and then we're going to walk to Fontainebleau and then we're going to cross the street and go to Resorts World. So I thought that was a good point, to kind of look in the positive light of competition opening across the street.
Which I think you're right. I don't necessarily even see that as competition. Because you need to drive foot traffic to that portion of the Strip that has largely sat kind of empty for the past several years. Mm-hmm. So having destination properties and resorts up there now is a great thing for everybody involved.
Yeah, it really is. And, I also heard a little buzz, and, by the time this drops, it might be out there already, but I'm going to call this a rumor, and I'm going to say it's a rumor because I have not gotten it confirmed.
Okay.
But rumor has it that there's a piece of land right around there. I think it's on the side of the Fontainebleau, across from Resorts World. I can't remember if it's to the north or south of Fontainebleau. I think it's to the north. Anyway, that is apparently going to be a luxury shopping area that a certain company has purchased the land and plans to put something in there. So that'll make it even better.
It would absolutely
More
will.
foot traffic.
Yeah.
Right?
And I recently, just this past week, saw pictures that were posted on social media of the inside of Fontainebleau. I believe it was like the 4th floor or something, and it looked beautiful. I mean, it was kind of just like a big hallway with maybe a reception desk, kind of, but I mean, it looked gorgeous. Yeah, so they are coming along.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really, really nice. And again, they are starting the hiring process. I think we mentioned that in a past podcast, but they're starting to slowly post things. If you're interested in working at the Fontainebleau, go to their LinkedIn page. I see I think there was 7 jobs posted. So they're starting to fill in those, high end jobs first, high management, and then they'll probably get into the other ones.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. I'm excited for Fontainebleau to open. We're looking at December, correct?
Yeah, December 2023 is what their most recent announcement was, because they said 2023, so they're pushing it.
They are. It's the tail end of 2023.
But maybe it'll be like a surprise. We're opening in November. I don't know. You never know.
But one heck of a New Year's Eve party, I bet.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be great, And in another podcast, we can talk about this. I saw also renderings for this new kind of shopping and entertainment area across from Aria, right on that corner of Harmon and Las Vegas Boulevard, right where the sugar factory is.
Yep.
Apparently redoing this whole corner. I was meant to dig deeper into that, but maybe we talk about it next week.
Yeah, I think a new casino going up over there
Something.
too.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, well, let's talk about Hawaii and Vegas. We actually hit this topic a lot. We have a lot of Hawaiians that listen to the podcast. So, hey, aloha.
Aloha.
And we have a lot of Hawaiians that live in Las Vegas, right? We've always talked about this. It's been a known thing that, we're kind of known as the 9th island. But there was an article in the New York Times this week that said more and more Hawaiians are moving to Las Vegas than ever, and named off some of the reasons why. And I thought that was interesting because what the headline was something about, we don't have the ocean. We are not as picturesque as Hawaii.
No.
So why would you leave Hawaii and move here? But there are a number of reasons, and a lot of it is cost.
It is, because if you live out on the islands or have been paying attention to real estate out there, I have a cousin who lives there. And I know that real estate is just berserk.
Oh, interesting.
And it's so expensive to actually live there. And it's hard to find the jobs, I think, that really support the cost of living.
Right. Yeah, according to this article, it says, that houses in Las Vegas have a median listing of about 460,000 compared with about 800,000 in Honolulu. And that's according to some Federal Reserve economic data. Wow,
Jeez.
That's a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
You can get more. You and I were looking at some of the comments under the article. I thought it was interesting because a lot of people that live in Hawaii or have family that have done the same thing were commenting. And there were a few things that caught my eye. And one said that a lot of younger people were moving out of here because of all the construction jobs. They're able to make a decent living, which I thought was great. And then someone else had mentioned that, with all the jobs in Las Vegas and kind of our area booming, people are coming out here, making a boatload of money, putting it aside so that they can actually move back to Hawaii and retire.
Oh.
So, move home and have the life that they want to have with this money that they're going to make by saving money in Las Vegas for, years and years.
Right. And of course, since Southwest Airlines started direct flights from Las Vegas to Honolulu and a couple other islands, it's made it so much more affordable
right.
to fly back and forth. several times a year, really, if you're able to visit family.
I hope that sticks, that because sometimes I get so excited for nonstops and then they go away.
I know.
Let's hope that sticks.
I think Southwest is gonna stay. I think those have been very profitable routes for them.
My friend Romy works for Southwest, and she lives in Hawaii, and because she loves Donny Osmond, she flies in to see the show nonstop. So, there's a purpose. There are reasons for everyone to come to Las Vegas,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
The other day, you and I were walking to the Garth Brooks press conference, and we walked down that hall where the Cleopatra's barge is. It's still there.
It's still there. The hull of that ship is still sticking out into the hallway.
But the whole area next to it, which used to be a great bar, is all kind of like walls now, and I don't know if they're building something new inside there. Anyway, that hallway was a little dead. So then we learn Old Homestead's going away and Bobby Flay's moving in. And so I feel like that's going to be the start of a new whatever they have planned for that hallway.
Well, anything Bobby Flay does at Caesar's Palace turns to gold. Yeah. It really does. I mean, he had a Mesa Grill over at Caesar's Palace, which, was a staple from early on from his... he was one of the first celebrity chefs to come out here and open that. He then shut down Mesa Grill and in the same location opened Amalfi, which is his Mediterranean restaurant.
It's good.
But now comes word that he's got, this new place that's moving in where Old Homestead was, which I did love Old Homestead. They had great steaks.
I know
and
you
their
liked it there.
seafood tower was bomb.
Right. So Old Homestead is closed. And now it will open as Brasserie B. And this is going to open in late 2023. And, right there's the kind of the Nobu Hotel and restaurant and lounge area. And then they have the Monte Cristo cigar bar there.
Yep.
Hopefully the barge will reopen and it will be a vibrant hallway again. But yeah, Bobby's great. And I know it's interesting because, Gordon Ramsay has, a few restaurants there, Hell's Kitchen, and then he's got the brewery.
He's got Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay Pub.
Pub.
Right there. And then he's got a ton of other restaurants within the Caesars portfolio of properties too.
Tons, yeah. And I asked you, I said, do Bobby and Gordon get along? Because I don't follow the whole chef thing too much. And you were like, they've had their moments.
I think that there's a little friction there, okay. I think, because I know when I've actually spoken with both Bobby and Gordon about one another. And Gordon is always saying, listen, I try and track down Bobby all the time to get him into the kitchen so that we can do a throwdown and have it be all for charity. But every time I go and hunt Bobby down, he ducks down a back hallway and runs away from me.
I kind of remember that.
And then when I talked to Bobby about it, he was like, listen, Gordon, bring it on. Right. Any day, I'm here. They've not met face to face about
Maybe
it.
If because we're working on doing a video version of our podcast eventually, as long as we get all our ducks in a row and get some extra sponsors. So maybe that should be our we invite Gordon, we invite Bobby, but we don't tell the other that they're on the podcast with each other. And we see what happens.
That would be good. I like that.
I like that too. Hey, Brasserie B is French. By the way, it's a new French concept. So that'll be interesting, too, to see Bobby doing a French restaurant. So
yeah, it will.
Look forward to it.
Hey, sticking with restaurants, over at Mandalay Bay, they're building out what they're calling a fan district. And Mandalay Bay, if you don't know, is kind of ground zero for pre- and post-events, for games, events, concerts over at Allegiant Stadium. Because you just walk over that bridge, Harmon, to get right to Allegiant Stadium. So the centerpiece of this fan district is called Flanker Kitchen and Sports Bar, and it's set to open pretty soon on June 10th.
Ooh, that'll be good. Yeah, we were just over at Wahlburgers, and we thought we were even talking to Mark Wahlberg about that. This is going to be a great spot to hit before or after a game.
Yep.
Because you need to get there a little early to walk over, So what will you do? Because there's a bar in there and stuff. So I think this will be great, too, to have Flanker Kitchen and Sports Bar there, too. Look forward to hearing more about that. I know hospitality veteran, I should say, Sean Christie, is bringing this in, and he has restaurants like Carver Steak over at Resorts World and many more.
Yeah, and he's been in nightlife here in Las Vegas for a long time. I mean, he was with Wynn for a while. So Sean Christie knows his stuff. Carver Road Hospitality knows their stuff. And I think Flanker Kitchen and Sports Bar is going to be a grand slam, to use a sports term, over at Mandalay Bay without a doubt, because it kind of sits in a location where you come right down the escalator and it brings you to the doors that take you out to walk over to Allegiant Stadium. So it's like the perfect tailgate spot.
Right.
Even more restaurant news. See, we told you at the beginning there was a lot of restaurant news to talk about. Let's get to the summer house that's going to bring those beach vibes all year round.
I know. This one is being opened by Let Us Entertain You Restaurants, which they run a number of restaurants in Las Vegas as well. Very popular ones, very good ones. They also actually just opened RPM at Forum Shops, but they also run Mona Miga Bee, the Eiffel Tower Restaurant, Joe's Seafood, Prime Steak and Stone Crab, and El Segundo Sol, which is over at Fashion Show.
These are all delicious restaurants, very well run. A lot of them are staples here.
Time, yep.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what they do with Summer House, because this one isn't going to be on the Las Vegas Strip. This is their first restaurant that they're opening in an off-strip resort.
Yeah, and it's going to be at Durango Casino and Resort, which is opening late 2023. We told you before they were opening that food hall with a lot of California restaurants in it.
Yep.
A lot of Las Vegas ones too, but I found this interesting that Summer House is a California-inspired restaurant.
Yeah, not only the flavors that you're going to get on your plate, but they'll have a West Coast beachy vibe inside there. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Show up in your board shorts and flippies.
Speaking of that, there is a new place you can hang this summer. And this is a speakeasy style bar called Pier 17 Yacht Club. And it's hidden inside the Green Ferry Garden. You know where that is, right? That's at Caesar's Palace at Absinthe.
It is, right out on the plaza there.
It'll be a good spot. Anything that's connected to Absinthe and Spiegelworld is always good.
And the perfect place to catch some yacht rock, right? They'll probably be pumping some of that through the speakers over there.
And they were doing this little thing recently where they had, like, if you showed up with no pants on, you got a free drink or something. And I was like, wait, is this for real? But they always are, like, very outlandish.
Well, I think the new burger spot over there is called, like, No Pants.
I think that's it.
And if you show up with no pants, you get a free burger. But, I mean...
We don't want to
I guess it
that.
depends on the time of day, and
Yeah.
after however many drinks you're going to have, you may be swayed to drop trow for a burger.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Hey, I was excited to hear this. There was a show that I really loved, and that I heard you were going to see, Shin Lim over at the Mirage.
Yeah, and you've interviewed Shin Lim for a Vegas On episode, and I hadn't been able to see it yet. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get over to see Shin Lim. And my friend Perez was going, and he said, I'm going to see Shin Lim and Colin Cloud. Want to come? And I'm like, yes, because I need to see them. So anyway, we went over to the Mirage, saw the show, and it was absolutely mind-blowing, really. And The Mentalist, Colin, really had me thinking, I don't even know how to begin.
How in the world?
How in the world? Perez's son got called out and said, stand up and pick a number, 4-digit number. He picked a 4-digit number, like 1876, and then he turned around the chalkboard and he had already had it written down. Like, how? Colin turned around the chalkboard. Like, he had the number.
See, that kind of stuff just...
Crazy.
It blows my mind.
Mm-hmm. It really is unreal. I liked the show, how you learned more about Shin's history and just watching him, his sleight of hand, all of it. I don't even know. I couldn't even explain to you if you said, well, tell me about the show. But it just like incredible card tricks, illusions. It was amazing. So the crowd, and it was packed. The theater was packed. It's a big theater. And it was full on a Saturday night.
Yeah, they draw the fans in without a doubt. And it's one of those shows that every single trick that they do, like your jaw is just on the floor. And you're like, how How did that just happen?
I don't know.
But
Yeah.
it's a good one.
I liked how they switched back and forth between them. I thought it kept the show moving too, and actually talked to Shin after the. I'm like combining his name now, Shim. I was talking to him about the fact that they do that purposely just to keep it moving,
Right?
And they thought, why not, instead of like I'm going to go away and change, like we have things to bounce back and forth and keep everyone engaged.
Yeah. No, it is.
that.
It's a great show. Shin Lim and Colin Cloud over at Hard Rock.
Yeah, and I want to just, Mirage, owned by Hard Rock,
Oh,
right?
duh. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
I know. Well, before I went over to Park, I was thinking, I'll use my MGM valet card, and then I remembered it's not MGM anymore.
Right.
Owned by MGM. So I did look it up and went over there and parked in the parking garage, and it is 3 hours of free parking for locals. You scan your ID on the way out.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well done. Let's get to some tips. We're starting off tips with something that is cool and refreshing as we start to head into the summer months here in Las Vegas. It's an entertainment option that will definitely help keep you in check.
Yeah, it's called Dive In Movies, and it's over at the Cosmopolitan. It's back this summer. You can swim and watch a movie at the same time or just dip your feet in. I love this idea, Sean, because Cosmopolitan always does a really good job of, hey, the pools are busy during the day. What are we going to do with the pool at night? And they find ways to keep that pool area busy, which is great because it sits right on the strip.
They do. And so every Monday night, from now through the middle of September, they're doing this dive-in movie series. As I said, each Monday night, it's $15 if you're not staying at the hotel. If you're a Nevada resident, $10. It's free for kids 5 and under, and also free for military with a valid ID and hotel guests.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah, it looks like a great time. And I love the list of movies that they're offering this summer. And this goes through September. So it's every Monday all the way through like September 11th, right?
It is. So coming up, these are just some of the movies that are coming up. We'll post the full roster on our Vegas-Revealed website. One of your favorites, Elvis, is coming up on June 19th. Okay. July 3rd, strap in.
Yes.
Top Gun Maverick.
We're going to have to be there July 3rd, possibly.
At the pool. I love it. Crazy Rich Asians, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Black Adam, Pulp Fiction, Grease closes out the series on September 11th. So, I mean, and those are just some of the movies. There is an incredible lineup. So go check those out.
I love it. All right. Hey, and if you need a late night spot to hit the diner or get a cocktail, the Peppermill is back to its 24 hours.
Ooh.
And I'm excited about this because I live right near there. It's a staple. It's an incredibly delicious Las Vegas diner. Movies have been shot inside. The people watching is unreal. The front is a diner. The back, they have the fireside lounge with these booths, and it's dark, and they have a fire pit and fun drinks and a bar menu. Anyway, listen, during COVID, it shut down. And when it reopened, they never brought back the 24-hour time slot.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It always closed at a certain time. And for a lot of longtime Vegas people and visitors that love it there, they're frustrated.
Well, because that was always a late night spot. That's where the vibe was going.
Yes.
At all hours of the morning.
So starting June 2nd, they are doing 24 hours. They're back to 24 hours on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Nice.
So I think during the week, they close around 11. So it's good. It's a good start, right?
Absolutely.
Getting things back to normal over there at the Peppermill. And it'll be great for weekends here in Las Vegas.
All right, that is episode 170. We want to remind you to download the VegasNearMe app. We have a link down in our show notes. It's available for Android and iPhone users. It's an essential tool to help you navigate Las Vegas. If it's fun to do or see, it's on Vegas Near Me. And I bet they even have the new hours for Peppermill.
Not yet, but the new hours have not started yet. They don't start till June 2nd.
Fair point.
Yeah, they do have the hours correct. That is one thing that we always talk about is accuracy with Vegas Near Me. They update all the time. So once that changes, I know Vegas Near Me will have that in there. And that's a great thing. If you do want to see if things are open, because it's a kind of all over the place in Las Vegas, you can type it in Vegas Near Me, and it has the hours for every single day. You can scroll through, open to close, see if they're open now, see if they're closed, see when they're going to open again. So it's great.
It is. And they even have last seatings. If you're trying to make a reservation for a restaurant, maybe it closes at 9 or 10, but the last seating might be at 7:45 or 8:15. They have that listed for you too. Really an invaluable tool to help you navigate Las Vegas. The link is down in our show notes.
Yeah, and please download it from there because we like people to know that you heard about it on the Vegas Revealed podcast. So if you could click that link, it's free, as Sean said. So do that. Also, Sean, hey, I got awarded this week as one of the I guess I make a decent amount of sales as a sales influencer for goalie products.
Ooh.
So I got to take part in goalie bonus week. Okay.
Really?
And this means that I get to offer the highest code off out of everyone. So let's see. What date is this coming out? It's coming out. Okay. So until Monday the 29th, if you listen to this over the weekend, you get 40% off with my code.
Whoa,
Dana Roselli.
That's huge.
It's huge. So 40% off if you want to try a bottle, if you want to stock up for the year. If you want to stock up for 6 months, and goalie products are great. They have the apple cider vinegar gummies that are so popular. It's their staple. They just launched a beets gummy. I love the super greens and super fruits. And I know, Sean, you just opened a bottle of the triple action immune gummies.
Yeah, and they taste so good.
Yeah.
So they're really good.
It's good stuff. People love the sleep gummies, the ashwagandha. So I could go on and on. Anyway, it's goalie.com. Type in at checkout Dana Roselli, DAYNA ROSELLI, and you will get 40% off. There's no gimmick. You just get it off.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is a deal you cannot pass up.
All right. I think that's a podcast. We'll see you next week here on Vegas Revealed for episode 171. Have a great one, everyone.
We got bills to pay, packing up a suitcase, let's take a holiday.